Hello, my name is Kerry Wooldridge. I'm a senior here at the University of Minnesota in class CI 5303. My major is business and marketing education. I also minor in leadership as well as sociology of law. I wanted to create this project as a financial tool that I could use to teach others about basic investing and to help them get a better idea of how to manage their personal finances. I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I spent quite a bit of time working in finance before coming to Minnesota. So I have a background in that and a passion for business and finance. I wanted to create a project in order to illustrate some of the basics that go along with investing. I wanted to paint a picture that anybody could understand and find ways to increase the amount that they can invest and to stop or prevent loans from turning into massive debt. Here on my documentation page, I've got a list of the worksheets in my workbook. I just created one workbook for the project by combining the worksheets together. The name of the first is KSW Portfolio. The purpose of this worksheet is to show the stock portfolio that I compiled throughout the semester. This portfolio consists of more or less random companies, although they are companies that I do like and would possibly consider suggesting as good investments, although some will be weeded out because they didn't make the cut. As you can go through the portfolio, there are various column headings here that explain a little bit about different things that investors should know. One of which, dividend yield, is something that I'll go through and mention at various times throughout the project, and it was a main part of the project. Another main part was to get people to understand that the names, the brands that they wear, and the companies that they spend their money at and with on a daily basis are companies that they can actually invest in. And once they invest in that company, they are owners of that company and they need to think and operate like that. One such company that I included was Coach. I see a lot of girls around here wearing Coach bags. Another company, Mattel. They make plenty of toys that we're all familiar with, including Barbie and many others. And so on and so forth. And there's a few companies that people probably aren't familiar with too, just to give them a better idea of the possibilities. One such would be Credit Suisse, which is a foreign company, deals in gold. The Assets Classes page. This worksheet shows various tables and charts to provide further stock analysis. The next step of analyzing and understanding stocks is to get an idea of what the companies do, how they interact, who their competition is, so on and so forth. By breaking that down and really trying to understand and learn about each company, each industry, we can all become experts. Here we see large cap, international, mid-small cap, fixed income, and others. Here on my historical dividends page, I chose to focus on U.S. Steel Corp. One of the reasons is that their symbol is the letter X, very easy to remember, and steel is a staple. Again, as I mentioned earlier, dividends are a huge part of my focus. I think that young people should focus on buying dividend-paying stocks, and they should invest soon rather than later. Every day wasted, you're losing money. Here, we can see that I've analyzed the dividend payments from U.S. Steel Corporation for the past 10 years. These dividends are listed quarterly, and they reflect an increase and then a decrease to the present day value of 5 cents. As an analyst, I would suggest the person invest in U.S. Steel quite heavily. Here we have a pivot table. This worksheet just features the pivot table that can be used to filter stocks by their dividend yield. For example, we can manipulate the data a little bit here and say that we only want companies that pay a dividend yield above 1%. Or we can just turn it back and not do that. It's very, very important to be able to manipulate your data. Erase that. It's extremely important to be able to manipulate your data so that you can figure out which companies to buy and what's the best time to buy them. Exponents, something we are all taught as elementary or junior high age students. However, many of us forget it, and most of us certainly do not understand the power that it can have on our finances. Here on the exponents page, I just wanted to provide a basic breakdown that really helps illustrate the power of exponents and compounding interest. For example, let's pick a number that we want to multiply. Let's say 5. $5, $5,000, whatever you want. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 would be $20. However, 5 to the 4th power is $625. This, by the way, is my special feature, which I'm very proud of. Dividend growth. A lot of people look at the stock market as a gamble, a crapshoot. My message is quite the opposite. I want people to realize that there is some stability, especially with strong, reputable brands with good leadership and management. Behind that, there are formulas and strategies that can help fully capitalize on investments. This all looks quite difficult, quite complex, if you will. However, we don't need to think of it that way. We just need to remember that investing in companies that pay high dividends pays off. Stock growth. Something that a lot of people don't really understand. But if you just invest in strong companies, such as those on the S&P 500, which have shown consistent growth for years, the average being 10%, well, that can have substantial benefits at the end of the day. Now on the flip side, loans. As a student, many of us have college loans in order to pay our tuition, in order to pay for awesome classes like CI 5303. That's okay. What's important is that we understand how to manage those loans. Here we have a breakdown that really paints a picture. of some of the less friendly, less beneficial loans that are out there, such as Money Tree and some of the other payday advance loans, which are basically traps, debt traps. Also, credit cards. Many of us students definitely have a little plastic in our wallets. I mentioned Coach earlier. Well, a lot of those Coach bags and wallets have some plastic. But if we really understood, or perhaps paid for those credit cards instead of mom and dad paying for them, and we took some time to really look at the numbers, maybe we wouldn't have those credit cards. Maybe instead we would save our lunch money and invest in Coach instead of putting it into Coach bags. APR, we've all heard that. But when you actually see the numbers, it's a different story. And that is the purpose of this project. That is my intent in taking this class. Carrie, take 5301. No thanks. 5303 is for me. Why? Because I want to push the limit. I want to create projects, portfolios. I want to help people. I want to help everybody achieve financial freedom and live the life that they want to live. Thank you very much for your help throughout the semester. I really enjoyed it.